since I was a little boy, music was a way for me to transmute whatever hurt or anger or feeling of loneliness or that I had into something more connected and brighter. It was also a sort of a deep inner way that I connected with my sense of the divine. I've always had a little bit of a difficulty with institutional spiritual practices, but somehow in the space of music, I was able to do something that was really, really close and personal, and it feels better for me to connect to the divine in a way that involves looking inside instead of looking out. Years later, when I ended up in India living in an ashram, and I encountered people singing mantras, there was kind of a shock of recognition. You know, it was a way that I could both be personal and private and yet connected in a big public sense, you know, so that illuminated a lot of things for me. Even when we were singing to one deity or another, that it allowed me to still access a part of my mind that simply, or a part of my heart that was just moved by wonder. It still allowed me to transform whatever I had been dealing with into something that, well, was nicer for other people or who were around me, but also that made me feel better. So I started to see Kirtan as a kind of technology of bliss creation. So what Kirtan was doing for me was getting from the individual to the universal. It allowed me to connect to those experiences, you know, like prior to this, I was very much alone in my connection and expression. This is something that was very personal, and I would often play music just by myself, like I didn't want anyone else around. And yet, to participate in the Kirtan tradition meant that I could connect my deeply personal experience of the divine to everybody's experience of the divine, and that my process and my progress could ignite that in other people. I found that really powerful. Because I was having really powerful experiences chanting these mantras, it led me to kind of investigate, you know, why am I having these beautiful experiences, and what could this possibly mean for me? In its initial appearance in the Bhakti movement, there was a kind of democratization of our relationship to the divine. You know, it said, like, everybody is equal in love, and everybody can connect to the divine directly in their own heart. I think that's still a really powerful message that continues to have modern impact. You know, it's as simple and as surprising now as it was then. And I love the idea of a world in which everybody is equally imbued with love and wonder and feeling for the divine. And when you look at the world that way, if you see yourself as connected, then it's quite easy to see everyone else as connected. And that's a beautiful message of Kirtan too. One of the things I really like about yoga is that it's not afraid of science. Yoga is a way of asking questions. It's not a system of beliefs or answers. It's a way of inquiring about yourself and the state of the universe, and that's what science does too. So, it seems fair to inquire about the nature of love and the nature of our relationship to one another. Science is afraid of that, but yoga's not.